All right, hello guys.
Hello everyone.
Yes, I am so excited. Today is the first episode, whatever.
We're starting it off with a bang.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
There are topics that we're gonna cover today that I think, well, first I've been wanting to talk about.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
You're not in control. And at the end of the day, it can all be over, man.
Actor and comedian Kevin Hart had to be hospitalized.
2 other people had to be cut out of the car when it rolled off the road down an embankment.
You know, when God talks, you gotta listen. And in this case, I honestly feel like God basically told me to sit down. You know, when you're moving too fast and you're doing too much, sometimes you can't see the things that you're meant to see. I see life from a whole new perspective. My appreciation for life is through the roof. Thankful for all of your love and support. So don't take today for granted.
So as you guys just, saw, this is going to be in regards to the Kevin Hart. He released this video. We both watched it. You guys just watched it. And it's basically him, I don't know, coming to an epiphany all of a sudden, with this tragedy that has happened, him just realizing, I guess, that life's too short. I mean, you heard it. It's the, I know I was in a dark place before type of spiel. But what did you think about the video without any context?
Well, I'm definitely not a Kevin Hart expert. I've seen some of his stand-up, and I really like Night School. Oh my god, hold up, I gotta look this up real quick. Alright, so in Night School, this is what I was just thinking. The character Carrie, played by the beautiful Tiffany Haddish.
Mm-hmm. Love her.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so she's like, my suspicions were correct. You're clinically dumb. There's no cure for what you have. Wait, his response, oh my god, I got learning herpes. I got the gift that keeps on giving.
No, that was one of the funniest scenes. I think that was in the trailer too.
Yes, and that we got learning herpes. We got to be easy on Kevin Hart here.
Oh
Mr. Hart's been through it a lot, but I don't know anything about his life.
Yeah. Well, no, we love his work, right?
Yeah.
I told you I don't necessarily think he's the funniest in stand-up, so I don't really care for his stand-up like most people, but that's just my opinion. That's my view. And I understand you do. Most people do. So that's fine.
For the most part.
Yeah. I love his movies though. And it is true that he's been doing a lot of movies, right? He's been doing back to back to back to back to back to back to back. It's nonstop. So a little bit of the video, he's trying to say that God basically, told him, sit down, sit your butt down. You need to breathe.
I don't know his life.
Okay, well let me give you a little context then. So he was in an accident. He was a passenger in his 1970 Plymouth Barracuda when his friend Jared Black smashed into a fence on Mulholland Highway in Malibu. This happened on September 1st. The September 1st accident left both men with major back injuries, as first reported by TMZ. Jared's fiancée, Rebecca Broxterman, who is also the personal trainer of Kevin's wife, Aniko Parrish, was also in the car, but reportedly, via E! News, was not injured in the crash. While Kevin continues to recover from the tragic accident, here's how the other passengers in the vehicle are doing now. And this has kind of been my thing. I wanted to know, what these other passengers, what's going on? Because was he driving? Was he not driving? I feel like this was this big conspiracy. Why was he removed from the vehicle? The only one removed from the vehicle right away. He ended up back in his home. His wife ended up calling 911. It just seems like something else was going on. I think he was intoxicated. I think personally that he was on some type of drugs or something that, impaired him.
Right. I'm always a little suspicious of celebrities with entourages because why do you need that many people if you have your shit together?
Right.
Yeah. And I'm also having flashbacks a little bit to Paul Walker. This is very reminiscent of some certain incidents in Hollywood or even back in the day with Jackass. And I can't recall his name. It was so long ago, but that man who died.
Yeah. Shoot.
It's all very reminiscent.
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. And that's why I thought it was something interesting because even though this report just came out a couple days ago or a day ago, whatever, it really, it still doesn't answer the question on whether or not, I don't even know if we're going to figure it out, but it still doesn't answer the question whether or not he was driving or not. And so now what we're hearing, I guess, is that he wasn't driving. And so again, it just, it really puts me in a space where it's like, I don't trust this reporting. I don't trust that that's what happened. Because if that was it and he wasn't driving, why was he taken from the scene of the accident? Period. Mm-hmm. Nobody was called. Paramedics weren't there yet. Nobody was there, but he was taken from it doesn't make sense to me. And so when you come to this video, I have to say my thoughts on it, my view on it is that I don't believe him. I don't like when celebrities do this I was in a dark place thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a cop-out to a reality in which everybody, I think, faces. You know, we all have our vices. We all have things that we go through. And I feel like if he does have an issue, I get it. It's a hallelujah moment, you know? But I don't know. I feel like it's still not being addressed. Now they're saying he wasn't driving. I don't know. It really kind of pisses me off in a sense. Mm-hmm. I want people just to tell the truth. I just want people to be truthful. That's all, you know?
Well, I don't know what we're going to get out of Hollywood, so.
I know. Well, let's move on then.
Yes, please.
Yes. That's enough of Kevin Hart.
Nicki Minaj is married.
We all know Wendy Williams is messy. So on her show, according to E!, talk show host Wendy Williams had a lot to say about Nicki's new husband on her show recently, including, well, this is what she said, quotes, "I don't know what he does for a living. I just know that he did time in jail. He's a sex offender." Well, she's no stranger to that because her brother is in jail for sex offending, which is a fact.
Okay, so he's a killer and a sex offender. Well, Nicki, congratulations.
What do we think about that, first of all?
I don't know. Who can keep track of what comes out of Wendy Williams' mouth?
I know, but like, it's crazy because I just feel like, first of all,
I need a whole damn encyclopedia.
Yeah. Nicki's fans, the Barbs, they are going to attack Wendy.
Barb attack!
But everybody, the Barbs are vicious. They're like the Beehive. What I will say is that, you're right, it is Wendy Williams. She's a shock jock. That's what she does. You know, she talks about everything under the sun, really.
Yes,
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, I mean,
Shout out to Wendy.
yeah, I guess we do. Are you drunk? Are you drunk?
Who?
You!
Girl.
But yeah, shout out to Wendy anyway, you know. How you doing?
Yes.
But
I think I had some of what Wendy puts in her coffee.
yes, or her tea, girl. She always says she took some of that tea. I don't know, girl. All right, but let's look at what Nicki
Strong
said.
tea.
Which is really interesting. So when I don't know if you know this, but Nicki Minaj has her own podcast, her own radio show, whatever you want to call it. It's called Queen Radio.
I had no idea.
No? Ooh,
No.
Girl, she be gossiping. Anyway, so let's talk about, this was reported by Cosmopolitan, and we're going to say, we already know, you know, what happened and what Wendy said, but this is what Nicki said. So Nicki went on her show, Queen Radio, and it was pretty intense. And this is what she said. "There are people who report the news, and there are people who do it with an evil intent in their heart, viciousness. And I pray for you because I know you're hurting, and I know you must be sick and humiliated. I didn't know that in our society you have to be plagued by your past. I didn't know that people can't turn over a new leaf. I didn't know that your viciousness and evilness was this deep rooted."
I don't know, man. That's like,
It's like, what?
she's speaking from a place of introspection for herself, and she's kind of speaking her truth without saying any facts.
She's not saying it didn't happen.
Yeah.
She's just saying, you know, don't cast the first stone. Because you got your own thing, you know what I mean? And she's also,
I could understand being hurt. That was a lot that Wendy said.
Yeah, it was.
That was pretty some deep cuts there.
Well, listen to this. So Nicki continued,
That's
you guys.
5,000 cuts.
Yeah, girl. So Nicki continued. She said, "When a woman isn't really being loved at home, the viciousness is a different type." So I really wanted to pray for you today because look at where you are now in your life. Look at what age you are. Girl, I know we're human first. We're human before we're celebrities. We're human before we're personas. And I know you must have gone through a lot, but you are demonic. Oh, Lord Jesus, she coming for her neck. She said, "But you are demonic, and that's why this stuff unfolded. If I were you, I would go and pray, ask for forgiveness. You can report the news. People do it all the time without the level of viciousness and trying to play dumb and doing all this nonsense." And this is what I was talking about.
Okay.
This is what I mean. It's like when you report certain things or when you talk about certain things, I don't know, I feel like you should have a level of compassion. I feel like especially when you got a lot of your own stuff going on in your personal life, you should not be so vicious.
It's the kind of no holds barred thing that goes on in reality television. It's that guilty pleasure we get from it. But I think it does have a use in society because it does prime our filters. Because if you see this obvious, like, well, it's not obvious to everybody, but you know what I mean? If, like, you're just, like, running out at the mouth about every little thing and, like, shock jocking, like you put it, it does prime our filters a little bit for what we deal with in any news that we're taking in. Yeah.
I mean, that's true. I agree. I can agree with that. I just don't know, because it's like one of those things where...
And we all love a villain, let's be honest.
Yeah, we do. And we know Wendy. This is what she does. And I know that celebrities know that. But, I don't know. I think calling it what it is, this is what I'll say. I think calling it what it is, she probably shouldn't have said it how she said it. She probably could have worded it a little differently. Because it is a touching, very touching, you're talking about somebody's lover, someone's husband, or someone's brother. Like, I get that those people did evil things, but when you put someone's name that is an innocent party in the mix with that, and you use such vicious language, it makes it look like Nicki's complicit. And I don't think she is necessarily. And I think that's what the back and forth is from here. It's either your team Nicki or your team Wendy on this. Because they're like, well, if Nicki does, she must be okay.
That's definitely, as me being like a layperson to this subject matter, like, I really find it provocative because Nicki is always portrayed as the wrongdoer. And it's pretty clear that this was below the belt. And to get to root for Nicki, especially against persona as large as Wendy Williams, it's like a clash of the titans right now.
It is. And you know what? That's a good way to end that. I like that. It definitely is a clash of the titans. But yeah, you guys, the things that we're talking about, definitely let us know, in the comment section below, what you think. I don't think it's any team Nicki, team Wendy. I think it's just whether or not it was the right thing to do, And
I think we can all relate to this type of, not in the public eye, but this type of gossip goes on amongst friend groups and things. And
don't we know it?
All right, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yes. All right, so let's go into the third story of today. This one is in dealing with Jeffree Star, of course, and Shane Dawson. So, and this is their conspiracy palette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of that.
Yeah. Now, I know that I really thought this was an interesting topic because you haven't watched the whole Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star series. And I think it's unique because they made this series as a red carpet rollout, if you will, to make people involved, to make them feel like they're involved, to make them want it and entice them more. So when it drops, it's like, boom, now you have it, you watch this whole process and you're invested.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, but you haven't.
It's like a whole armada.
I know. So I say that to say, going into your perspective, is it eye-catching to you? Someone who hasn't seen it.
I have seen the palette itself. I have not watched any of the videos, but I've seen the thumbnails and such, and it's gorgeous looking.
Yeah. So we know that it's released November 1st, and apparently within hours it's sold out.
Not unexpected.
Right. But this is the thing. I guess this is also not unexpected. The site crashed.
Oh, yes.
And people were pissed.
Oh, yeah.
People were pissed. So much so that he had to send an apology out. Jeffree writes out, "You guys crashed the site. Shane's in a ball, crying on the floor, working on getting everything back up." Then Shane Dawson retweets that and writes, "I'm so sorry, guys. We're trying everything right now." So, as it sold out in 40 minutes on the Morphe store, and it sold out in about less than 2 hours on Jeffree's personal website, then you have this crash, okay? Which I think they should have been ready for. I mean, come on.
Well, who is their team that he has crawled up on the floor? Like, I know Shane is on his laptop trying to fix the site now.
Well,
that's just absurd.
Shane's very emotional, and we love that. He's an emotional queen. But besides that, my thing is, like, I feel like they should have been prepared for a crash. There should have been because see, when things crash, if you guys don't know, in the world of technology, when things crash, it's because their servers crash because they can't hold as much traffic. Like, they can't contain or hold all the traffic that's coming through. So what happens is the servers go down. It just crashes. So I feel like they should have been ready for that.
Yeah. And there's always like bots and things out there trying to,
Yeah, it's just crazy to me that happened, definitely. But, much success to them. I'm really happy and excited for them. I love everything that they do. I love Shane Dawson. I think he's an amazing YouTuber and just entrepreneur himself. And we all know Jeffree Star, self-made millionaire. But
the way they play off each other, they need a reality show.
They do. They really do. They need something beyond what they're doing right now.
I think I've exhausted every Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star video, at least on Instagram.
Yeah. It's awesome. I love them so much. I really do. And like I said, it's just so crazy, this series. You got to watch it. It's crazy how it makes you invested. You love his excitement, and from Shane to God, it's heartbreaking too, because it talks about the technical part where he used to have merch and he used to have things and he wrote books and all this stuff, but he's not where like Jeffree is. He's not this, multimillionaire. From what he has said, he isn't rolling in dough like that because he's been gypped.
And Jeffree's so sweet to all of his friends. Like, I swear, it just, like, warms my heart every time I see them together. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'm definitely not a materialist type person. So sometimes I'm eye gaping and eye rolling at the same time because, like, you don't need all that stuff, in my opinion. But it's so sweet. He's so, like, kind-hearted, Jeffree is. And it just, like, makes me see past all of that stuff just to the feeling behind it.
Yeah, he shares his wealth with the world, and I think Shane had it right with the series, The Beautiful World of Jeffree Star. But yeah, so I'm really excited. But like I said, you definitely have to watch that series. If you guys haven't seen the series on YouTube, even if you're not interested in makeup, it's just a really good series to watch. You get to see the technical part of making makeup in the factory.
They actually show you how it's made?
Yeah.
I would love that.
All of that. They even show you the boardroom meetings. So
Oh, yeah. That's so cool.
How much money it costs to make one unit, what he pays to get the material, like all of that, and the return, what they have to pay. Oh, we're going to sell how many? Okay, we'll order 500,000. And then they'll say, okay, well, this is what the return should be if they sell out. You know what I mean?
That's all. I love an insider's look. Yeah. That is just really interesting.
Cool. It's so cool. But yeah, so like I said, if you guys have any comments, if you guys gotten the conspiracy palette, definitely comment down below and let us know how it is. We're not going to review it. So, if you have it, definitely we'd be interested to know how you like it and stuff.
If you can beat that face, don't beat that face. And comment below.
Yes, beat it and comment. But yeah, so that's pretty much all we have today, you guys. So thanks so much for joining us. It really has been a love child of ours, to get together, two friends, and basically just talk about stuff,
Yeah, we do this on the daily. We're actually roommates, so
it's so fun.
This is just everyday conversation for us, and we just want to share with you guys because sometimes, like today, we really get into it.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. But yeah, definitely more topics to come, so please join us again. We'll let you know however we can when that will be. But thanks for joining us.
All right, and this has been Points of View.
Yeah. See you guys soon.
Bye-bye.